welcome to Monday Night Football here on Madison Community Television. Tonight it's the opener of the 1988 football season between the East Lyme Vikings and the Hand Tigers. Chris Wallach and Hal Levy from atop the press box here at the Surf Club for the opener. Now to give us a quick look at both teams is the man who knows a lot about football in Connecticut. He's the editor of the Fall Sports Preview, Hal Levy.
Thanks, Chris. How are you? Both teams, interestingly, coming off losing seasons, and I say interestingly because it's not the tradition of either East Lyme nor Hand to come off losing season. And the worst season ever in its history, only a couple of wins last year. East Lyme a 4-6 ball club, but both teams returning a lot of people, and that means that each of these teams is kind of a dark horse contender in its league. East Lyme in the Eastern Connecticut Conference, always a tough league, and Hand in the Coastal Conference, which since its inception has sent a team to the state championship game every year. Stratford and Morgan, and this year probably not going to be an exception. Stratford considered to be a very, very strong team, and got some votes in the state poll early. Going to be a very interesting ball game. Also, East Lyme predominantly a running team, and Hand, interestingly this year, probably going to be a throwing team more than Larry Ciotti teams have been in a long time. Larry very high on his core of receivers. Kids caught the ball very, very well in the preseason. And Danny Zaneski, a veteran quarterback with some very good credentials.
How about the history of East Lyme usually having an extremely large
East Lyme is a very big physical team, always has been, probably always will be, and certainly this year is no exception. You're talking a whole bunch of kids well over 200 pounds across the front line. Basically, again, a bang-it-out type football team. That's the way the Vikings run things.
Well, the Tigers have won the toss, and they will receive. Dropping back deep, Dan Zaneski and Steve McIntyre. They're standing just inside the 15-yard line, and we're set for action in the 88 opener. It'll be Zaneski at about the 17, over the 20-25. Has a little room, taken down just shy of the 30.
And for East Lyme and their Charlie Orifice, number 56, who's going to be a starter on defense, was in there on the hit on that play. East Lyme, we can kind of flip some charts and stuff over here, come up with an idea. East Lyme defensively and offensively will come out with Brian Short at center, Craig Hermanot, Steve Piggott at the guard, John Hevesy and Jay Henneberry at the tackles, John Burton and Mike Munt and Justin Spain are going to be the receivers. Dave Winchuk, carried on that play, will be the fullback, and Steve McIntyre will be the tailback. East Lyme runs a basic 4-4 defensively. Scott Fountain, number 41, Jim Smith, number 99 of the ends. Roe Davis, number 79, who made that tackle, and Jim Sullivan, number 70, are the tackles. The linebackers inside, Bob Banner, number 55, and Steve Ravelino, number 68. The outside backers are number 43, Ken Haney, and Charlie Orifice, 56. And Zaneski throws the pass incomplete there to Michael Munt, number 87 on that play. And Jeff Devaney, number 11, Mark Robos, 13, and Kelly Owen, 42, the secondary. That completes your East Lyme defense. Basically playing a 4-4, which longtime Hand fans remember as a defensive Tigers played for a long time.
Tigers come up with 3rd and short. The pitch goes right to McIntyre. A lot of room. And he's out over the 45-yard line up to about the 47, and a Tiger first down.
Offensive line, nice job blowing people off the ball on that. And that's something that Hand's going to be a forte for Hand this year, is the quickness of the line. Now everybody talks about Johnny Hevesy, and John is a big guy, you know, at 6'4.5", and anywhere between 280, 290, whatever. But the rest of that line, very small, very quick.
Well, that play went over to the right side, Hevesy's side. Another slant, and it's wide open. It's one, and he has speed, and he gets down inside Viking territory, inside the 40. They'll spot it at about the 37.5-yard line.
And Mike Munt, nice catch on that play, and the throw is right there. Danny Zaneski has thrown with a lot more confidence early in this ball game than we saw him throw at all last year, Chris. He looks like he very much has a feeling for what he's doing.
Well, the Tigers look like they're going to mix it up quite a bit. 2 runs, 2 passes, and they come out right now with 2 split ends and a pro set backfield. along with his flanker, who is Justin Spain, number 14. Zaneski short drop, and he's hit blind side, and they're going to call it an incomplete pass. They're going to say his arm was moving forward.
Good call on that. That's definitely what it was. But East Lyme with a good rush. Again, East Lyme, very big physical team. There are occasions when they're just going to beat some smaller hand offensive line. And people are going to rely on quickness. East Lyme's going to rely on strength.
John Reardon checks in. One comes out. Ryan Short leads him to the line of scrimmage. Zaneski looks over the defense. 3 wideouts this time. Once again out of the pro set. Might have been moving on the right side, Hal, but no flags.
Definitely
McIntyre,
no flags.
And McIntyre is able to turn the corner and get a couple out of something that looked like it was going to be strung out pretty well there, Hal.
A nice block on the outside. I believe Dave Leadership out there. I agree with you, Chris. I thought there was movement too. But I think that that's something we're going to see this year, and something Larry stressed very much, is the quickness off the ball of the hand offensive line. If the Tigers are really that good off the ball, maybe that wasn't actually movement. Maybe it was just a very good line search.
From the 34-yard line, 3rd and 6. Once again, they go for that slant pass, but it's well overthrown and much better coverage that time around.
There was. The pattern wasn't real good, and he got a pretty good line rush from the backside. They kind of set that up. Tigers in one of those situations now, almost in 4-down territory. This is very close. Even if Zaneski goes back to punt, I wouldn't be surprised to see something happen here. And they're not even bothering to go back to punt. They're just going to come up and go for it on the 4th and 6.
4th and 6 from the 34-yard line. Zaneski will sprint out to the left and over the middle, caught by Spain, and he takes a couple of tacklers down to the 20-yard line.
This young man is going to be a very, very good football player before he's through.
Only a sophomore.
Yes, only a sophomore, about 6'4", 180 pounds, very good speed. And I think back, and I've covered hand football now off and on for 10 years in one way or another. The last unknown player that I remember Larry Ciotti talking about this way was a kid by the name of Jimmy Bell.
And we know about Bell. Pitch left, McIntyre's got some room. He cuts it back and does, and puts his head down and moves down close to the 10-yard line to about the 11.
Got both guards, real nice blocks for him. One on a kick-out block and then one coming back to seal. And he had a pretty good hole in there, and he can run a little bit.
Very, very close to the first down, and I believe, Hal, they're going to have to move the sticks here, I believe. Yes, they will get the first down. Just outside the 10, so there will be a possibility of a first down. Zaneski to McIntyre. He's got a little running room. And nice hit over on the sidelines. Taken out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. That was Bruce Ashley.
Bruce Ashley, who is generally considered to be the best running back at East Lyme. He's the starting tailback in there playing some D and made a very big hit on that play and stopped it at the 8-yard line. When if Ashley doesn't get him, that's a touchdown.
Tigers break the huddle. It's Udacek and McIntyre in the eye behind Zaneski. 2 tight ends. Pitch to McIntyre right. He's got running room. Hevesy out in front and short of the 5-yard line. McIntyre is taken down. Looks to be spotted at about the 6. That play developed kind of slowly, more slowly than the previous pitches.
Yes, it did, and that's interesting because if you look at the Tigers, they're playing the eye very, very tight this year. Hands probably no more than maybe 6 yards off. If you look at McIntyre, he's maybe no more than 6 yards off the line of scrimmage. A little tight on a comparative basis. Nice handoff inside by Zaneski.
To Udacek.
Coming up the middle. Good ball handling.
And he gets down to, looks to be about the 3-yard line, where it'll bring up a 4th down situation here, Al. And will they go for the touchdown or take the field goal? We know we've got...
I'm going to guess he's going for the touchdown. I might think about a field goal to come away with 3, just to put it on the board.
Well, the Tigers have had control of the ball now for close to 5 minutes. And actually, if they didn't go for the field goal, it actually
He's got the quick in.
be a big boost for East Lyme. Zaneski sprinting left, wide open. He's got Spain for the touchdown.
He had the in all the way if they look at the film, Johnny Burke was wide open all the way on an in pattern, and Spain cut across it late and was also wide open to the outside, and maybe the first of a number of touchdowns that Justin Spain scores for the Tigers.
And the Tigers look to be maybe short a man here. They're waiting for the sidelines.
And Hand takes the timeout, and you are correct. Hand takes the timeout on.
Okay, the Tigers are set for the extra point. 6:55 to go first quarter. Looking to make it 7-0 is Steve McIntyre. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it's good. So with 6:55 left here in the first quarter, the Tigers have the lead, 7-0. Just get set to kick off, and a pretty impressive drive, Hal.
Chris, definitely. And the interesting thing is that on a 4th down and 2 or 3 inside the 5-yard line, he not only choosing to go for it, but throwing the football, which I think is a precursor of things that we're going to see for the next 10 football games. We're going to see the Tigers throw the ball, and that's going to be a little different.
Good kick, and it's off the fingertips of Chip Mundell, and it'll be a touchback. It'll come back to the 20.
And Billy Riccio, the referee, the man in the white hat, making the call on that, as he is wont to do. Billy, one of the good ones, with a pretty good team with him tonight. Tom DiMartino, the umpire, Dave Holdwright, the linesman, and Kevin Woods from Madison, the line judge, up in the press box keeping time, George Klivac. Vikes are going to run either power eye or some slot eye.
And that's Ashley, the ball carrier. Bruce Ashley up to about the 25-yard line, maybe just past.
Might be the 26, and that's what you're going to see pretty much all night from East Lyme. Vikes don't throw the ball real well. Brand new quarterback this year in Matt Yacobo, who was a JV quarterback last year. But they're big, they're strong, they're physical, and they like their running backs.
Yacobo, and it'll be back to number 34, Mundell, who tried to handle that kickoff.
Chip Mundell on the power play, and the Tigers did a great job of stopping that. That is something Hand had a lot of trouble with in the preseason, something Larry was very worried about. He thought that he could stop straight ahead plays very well, he said, but the key to how we defend East Lyme is going to be how we stop the counter stuff, how we stop the traps, the counters, the stuff that's coming back the other way, the misdirection type plays. And the Tigers did a great job on that one, stopping it from no gain.
And it's Ashley fumble, but after he's down.
That's an after.
Zaneski in on the tackle along with Udacek. And that was the 3rd down play, so it'll be 4th down. Loss of a yard to about the 25. And the Tigers will send Zaneski deep along with Mike Munt. And
Greg Hermanot, by the way, made the initial hit on that play. I'm sitting there. I don't know numbers yet, Chris. I'm going to be looking them up all night. Greg Hermanot came in and submarined that play, made a great play on it.
Good pressure by the Tigers. Good punt. Zaneski will field it at the 47. Gets out over the midfield stripe into Viking territory and down at the 47-yard line.
Danny Zaneski was about a step away from getting to the wall on that play. If he'd had about another step's worth of depth, he had a chance to get to the wall and the sideline. And again, those people who follow Tiger football for any length of time knows what happens then. People explode.
That is true.
Larry maybe coaches special teams as well as any high school coach I've ever seen in terms of teaching, especially the punt return, teaching the punt return.
I'll look for the Tigers to go deep right off the bat here, Hal.
That's going to be tough to do.
Over the middle, wide open, that's Burke. And Burke down inside the 30-yard line to about the 28.
Ian Zaneski just put the ball right on the money. And doing it the tough way too, Chris, because if you'll notice, he's doing a lot of roll-out left stuff. And when you're rolling left and throwing with your right hand, it means that you've got to stop and square up before you throw. He's doing it on the run. His footwork is excellent. He just looks like a much, much better quarterback than he did a year ago.
Out of the eye, rolling right this time. He's got another man open. Not sure who it was intended for, actually, Hal. Spain was out there, and so was Munt.
I think Mike Munt was probably the receiver on that play. Ball thrown a little bit behind where he made his break, but a pretty good
left out of the eye. And McIntyre. And he gets inside the 25 down to about the 23-yard line.
Nice spin loose by Mac because Mike Aldridge, number 58, had very good penetration and had a hand on him. Mac spun it loose and then cut it down for about a good solid 5-yard gain.
May have had a hand on the ball. Also, he was there in the backfield very quickly.
Aldridge had a shot to make a big play. Maybe want to watch a slant in here.
And pitch left, and there is a flag down on the play as McIntyre turns the corner and gets inside the 20.
I think we're probably going to get hand-on procedure, but let's wait and look because there's only 2 possible calls there, and they're going to be offsides of procedure. We've got an illegal formation on the Tigers. Illegal procedure. It's going to come back 5 yards. It's going to set up a 3rd and 10. Here though, Chris, is and being in 4-down territory here, might not be going for the whole chunk on 3rd down. Might take a look at maybe a play that's going to gain 6 or 7 yards and then set up that 4th down and 2 or 3 type plot.
Ben Dickinson, number 9, checks in. 3:49 to go first quarter, 7-0 Tigers on the move. 3rd down, 10. Vikings have had possession of the ball for about 30 seconds now here in the first quarter. Zaneski rolls right, has a man wide open, and he overthrows him. It's Spain down at about the 15. Danny need to put a little bit more touch on that, I think, Cal.
Maybe a little more loft and a little less force behind it because he had to kind of loft it over somebody. Spain did it. Spain was open and was going towards the sideline. The pass was a little bit overthrown.
And at 6'4", 182, Spain kind of reminds me a little bit of Tim Nye, playing up at the University of Massachusetts.
Right, maybe a little bit quicker, I think, than Timmy Nye, who was maybe a little bigger physically, intended to play more inside.
Pro set, 4th and 10, short drop, looking deep into the corner, and in and out of the hands of Burke, who was open.
Was open, and that was a basic drop. There's not too much else you can say about that. That was just a drop pass.
And on downs, things will turn over, and East Lyme will get their 2nd possession of the first quarter, and they'll start from at about the 28-yard line. It's Clark Ashley Mundell behind the quarterback, Matt Jacobo.
Clark 32, actually.
And a counter is dropped, and I believe recovered by East Lyme back at the 23. But slicing in there for the Tigers was Udacek, and he almost had a hand on it. They'll mark it at about the 24.
And Mundell did recover his own fumble on that particular play. East Lyme across the front, the tight end, number 37, Kevin Devaney. Another tight end is number 18, Dan Vescovi. The tackles, number 69, Alan Remley, and number 50, Rick Toff. The guards, number 53, Carl Olson, number 54, Dean Pelosi, and the center, number 77, Scott Baslick.
Pitch was to Ashley, and he gets back to about the original line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and about 10.
And also playing basically 4-down linemen, kind of a top end sort of situation. In the middle is Dave Phillip, Henneberry and Jim Devine are the tackles. Hermanat is the end. Wiedencheck, Short, Kyle Succo, and Nate Homer is the linebackers. Zaneski, Mike Monk, and Jim Monahan deep.
And trying to move to his right, I believe that was Mundell. And stuffed that one for a loss of a couple.
Greg Hermanat, big play on that once again. Greg Hermanat, nice job in that defensive end slot.
Once again, the Vikings not able to move the ball, and with under 2 minutes to go first quarter, they're going to be forced to punt it away, and the Tigers will get great field position for their 3rd attempt.
And right now, looking at your field position, again, defensively doing a much better job than I think a lot of people expected.
Low snap. The ball was snapped, and it was caught and dropped.
I'm not sure what the call was, but the Tigers are going to get the football at about the East Lyme 14-yard line. It was a caught and dropped for a That's got to be one of those new Federation rules that I'm not aware of, because I don't understand why, when he kicked the ball, he didn't, the punt didn't count. I don't understand it. Maybe at halftime we'll try to find out. I think maybe in the car I might have the new Federation rule book. It might be in the office. That's one of those rules that I don't know anything about, Chris.
From the 14, better field position than we had expected, and the pitch goes to Unicek, the fullback. He tries to turn the corner and picks up a couple of yards down to about the 12, 13-yard line.
Trying to ride the block by Steve McIntyre to the outside. Mac did a pretty good job of taking his man up, but it just the defender strung it out long enough so that Dave didn't have a chance to turn the corner.
That was an interesting play. It was a pitch to the fullback out of the pro set with McIntyre to lead blocker.
Dave Winchuk, he has got the speed to make that play work.
Unicek on the quick hitter. He gets maybe a yard, and it'll bring up a third down and about 7 for the Tiger.
And again, we're gonna look up that play here. Burt checking into the lineup, and checking out is Mike Lund.
Gain of a yard to the 11, to be 3rd and 6.
One assumes that Ian is going to throw the ball, and it's just going to be a question of what looks like it might be going to work. In the slot,
And
Justin
Zaneski
Spain.
fakes the draw. Wide open is Spain, and he overthrows him down at about the 2-3-yard line. And maybe waited a little too long. He had Spain open early. Probably should have got rid of it a little earlier.
And I see a player in there that I don't know, number 42.
I was looking at him before, Hal, and I was wondering if that might be Suko. It looks like Suko.
Okay.
And I don't see it.
24.
And I don't see his number out there. I'm wondering if he's wearing that.
We're going, McIntyre going to go for about a 29-yard, 28-yard field goal.
And he may have pulled it to the left.
And he did.
The McIntyre's field attempt is wide to the left.
Well, the Tigers come up short. Another great scoring opportunity, and they only have 7. Maybe East Lyme are going to get picked up a little bit by this. They played the whole first quarter, barely touched the ball. They're only down 7-0. The Tigers have been close 3 times.
Not a bad kick, though. Not a bad kick, though. It had plenty of leg. It just kind of banged out a little bit to the right. I'm going to, yes, 42 is definitely going to be Carl Suko because he's in there on defense right now, and he's playing a cornerback. We're going to change 24 in the program to 42.
And it's sweep to the left with number 34. That's Mundell. Tackled by Greg Williams out over the 25 at about the 27. That might have been their best play of the first quarter.
The Tigers had a chance to stuff that at the line of scrimmage and not let him get to the corner. They missed it, and as a result, he made about 8 or 9 yards on the final play of the first quarter. And so the quarter is going to end with the Tigers leading 7-0.